Imagine you've just settled into your seat, popcorn in hand, as the lights dim, ready to dive into Martin Scorsese's latest masterpiece, Killers of the Flower Moon. You've probably heard the buzz around town. Everyone seems to be talking about it, and why wouldn't they? With a star-studded cast featuring Leonardo DiCaprio, Lily Gladstone, and Robert De Niro, you know you're in for a treat. Get ready for a cinematic masterpiece that's bound to sweep the Oscars. Molly Burkhart, played by the incredible Lily Gladstone, is a character that will leave you in awe. She's the heart and soul of the film, and her chemistry with Leonardo DiCaprio's Ernest Burkhart will make your heart race. Set in a post-war era, Ernest, a cab driver with a war injury, finds himself falling head over heels for Molly after a chance encounter. But hold on to your seats because Robert De Niro's William Hale has sinister plans. He's eyeing the vast wealth that the Osage people own, particularly the oil on their land. As the story unfolds, you'll be taken on a chilling journey through a dark chapter of American history. The Osage people are systematically murdered, and behind the scenes, shady figures manipulate inheritances and money for their gain. This film is not just about the past, it's a stark reminder that history can repeat itself in the most horrifying ways. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the runtime. Killers of the Flower Moon is just shy of 3.5 hours, and opinions on this are split right down the middle. Some folks are questioning the need for such a lengthy film, while others, perhaps like you, feel the time just flies by. It's fascinating, isn't it, how a film can be so engrossing that time seems to warp around it. Scorcese, the maestro himself, weaves the story so seamlessly that you barely notice the minutes ticking by. You're not constantly checking your watch or phone, you're immersed, captivated by the unfolding drama. The pacing is perfect, and every scene leaves you hungry for what's next. It's storytelling at its finest. In a world of quick fixes and short attention spans, a film like this demands your time and attention. And you know what? It's worth every second. The level of detail, the depth of the story, it all combines to a powerful cinematic experience. You leave the theater not just entertained, but moved, shaken even. The film doesn't just serve as a piece of entertainment. It's a reflection, a reminder of a dark chapter in American history. Unlike the disposable nature of so much true crime content these days, Killers of the Flower Moon stands out. It's harrowing, monstrous, and deeply affecting. It takes you on a journey into the heart of human darkness, exploring the motives and the tragedy in a way only Scorsese can. The film doesn't neglect the perspective of the Osage people. It masterfully balances different viewpoints, unraveling the tragedy in a way that's both terrifying and captivating. You're left with a sense of urgency, a desire to understand more, to delve deeper into this dark chapter of history. So if you've got 3.5 hours to spare, this is where you should be spending it. Trust me, you won't be glancing at your phone, wondering how much longer until the end. Instead, you'll be glued to your seat, lost in the world Scorsese has created, feeling every emotion, every twist and turn of this incredible story. When you watch this film, you quickly realize that there's something extraordinary about it. It's easy to agree that the film spotlights Ernest and Hale as the main protagonists, diving deep into their world, perhaps more than it does with the Osage community. However, this doesn't mean that the film fails to encapsulate the essence of the Osage people's perspective. As the film unfolds, you witness a tragedy being unraveled in an eerily terrifying manner. These hidden motives lurking beneath every scene are already set into motion, and by the time you and the characters fully grasp the gravity of the situation, it's tragically too late. While a larger focus on the Osage community's perspective could have enriched the film further, the choice to explore the darker side of the story through Ernest and Hale adds an extra layer of devastation and cynicism, making the film even more impactful. You get to see the thought process behind their actions firsthand, and it's as grim, pointless, and evil as you might have anticipated. Scorsese, a master at storytelling, particularly when it comes to narratives of crime, brings his expertise to the table, offering a layered and comprehensive telling of the story that few other directors could achieve. One of the film's standout aspects is the love story, or rather, the cold depiction of it, between Molly and Ernest. The film makes it challenging to feel any warmth towards their relationship. It's a tragic depiction of love that, despite its distance, ends up being quite moving by the end. Let's not forget about the performances in this film. They are simply outstanding. Lily Gladstone, in particular, steals the show in every scene she's in. Her voice alone is mesmerizing, and her portrayal of the characters done with such finesse and delicacy that it mirrors the film's patient unfolding of events. As the film progresses, her performance only deepens, taking you to some pretty dark places. De Niro, as expected, delivers a powerful performance. He has been a legendary figure in film for so long that it's hard to be surprised by his prowess. Yet in this film, he transforms into his role in a way that feels fresh and passionate, reminding you of his incredible talent. Leo, on the other hand, gives a solid performance, though it might feel a bit overshadowed compared by the others. He has some genuinely heartbreaking moments towards the end, and his charm in the beginning sets the perfect tone for his character. However, there are times when you might find yourself wishing for a bit more subtlety from DiCaprio, as the character he portrays seems to demand a more nuanced approach. Now, let's dive into the ending of this mind-blowing film. No spoilers, promise. At first glance, the ending might leave you scratching your head. You know, we've seen our fair share of similar endings in recent flicks, and it takes something truly extraordinary to win us over these days. But here's the kicker. This ending is the best of the year, hands down. It brilliantly ties back to what we're discussing earlier about the themes of crime and trauma. This film takes those themes and tackles them head-on in a way that's clever and self-aware. It's not just a wrap-up, it's a tribute to the characters and their journeys that hits you right in the feels. Once more, it brings everything back to the present and reality in a way that seals the deal. You know, there's a saying, if the movie is good, the ending should feel like when the actual movie starts. Well, this ending does just that. It's a simple yet totally unexpected choice that hits you like a curveball, and it lands perfectly. Since watching it, I haven't been able to get it out of my head. It's one of those endings that lingers with you long after the credits roll. As I've said before, this is a movie worthy for the Oscar nomination. And don't just take my word for it, look at what Rotten Tomatoes has to say. With 92% on the Tomatometer and 85% audience score, this is bound to go down as one of the best this year has produced, alongside Barbenheimer.